I welcome you to our series Yoga and You, where you've been sending in your questions, and our dear director of the Yoga Institute, Hansaji, has been helping us with loads of topics. Thank you, Hansaji. Hansaji, there is a lot of energy spent working. A huge part of one's life is, largely spent at work. Unfortunately now, especially in the metros, the work gets carried forward to wherever you go. With it comes technology. Because you have the phone, you have to answer emails even at 10 p.m. There's no bifurcation about, work life, personal life, and technology has completely overtaken our lives.
True.
So, what would you like to suggest to people? How can they keep that? So everybody needs to work. There is a need for that. But then how can we make sure that it's not completely taking over, and how can we balance it out?
Your concern is very clear, very correct, because majority are stuck here. But understand that this hardware gadgets and software gadgets and social media, they are all here to facilitate our life for our better living. And they should be used, no doubt about it, but they can't interfere with our life.
Right.
They cannot make our life miserable. So we should know how to use them.
How to use them
Them
not
and
to get
not
used.
they using us.
Yeah.
And I have noticed in the house, person is keeping his mobile away, but then some little light is seen in mobile, some sound
Notifications come.
so he just rushes to pick up. Now here comes the whole hitch. Attractions are there, all these facilities are there, but how much to use, how to use, when to use, we should be very, very clear about it. Otherwise we'll go into mess. Nowadays you see what is happening. Two humans are sitting, but they are far away from each other. They are busy with the world, with the outside world, but not with themselves.
Human interaction has reduced.
So badly, so badly. In one family, 5 members, all are busy with their own mobile.
Right.
It looks so ridiculous, so sad, that now that warmth, that personal touch is gone. Now what you need, you have forgotten. What happens is, when you are in working situation, you are working and all these gadgets are used, has to be used. But you should be clear that which are those working hours and which are non-working hours. Now that clarity has to come first. In working hours, use it. Non-working hours, keep it away.
Right.
You can't switch off because the world is in connection with you.
Right.
But you can keep it away. Bring little vairagya. Vairagya means objectivity in life. My work, my gadget, my this, no. Here is a gadget separate from me. It is not part of me and my family. It is a separate thing.
Right.
That has to be understood. That without this, I can still live very comfortably because I have my family and my work. This thinking has to go.
Yeah, it's almost become an extension of one's hand now.
Yes.
There's no hand without
Exactly.
phone.
There was a case in Mumbai school where a girl was taken away her mobile by principal because she was getting too much distracted. She was not listening to the teacher, always busy with her. And the teacher told 2-3 times, she didn't listen. So that mobile was taken away. Now this will be with me till your exam is over. Now from tomorrow exam begins and you are still playing with this.
Right.
Now what happened, do you know? That girl went home and she was feeling restless, helpless, without that, no connection.
Withdrawal symptoms.
Withdrawal symptoms to that extent that she committed suicide.
Okay.
Now are we going to live life like this? I mean, this was too much. And then the media started shouting that how could you take away this, because that is like a lifeline. It is like a lifeline for a girl, that she is totally disconnected with world and everything. Now this should never happen.
Right.
Never ever our thinking should go to that extent that I am not connected with my friend. You have legs, you have hands, and you have vehicles. You can just go and meet your friends without that also. But this thinking, that dependency on such thing for your well-being is wrong.
Right.
They are your servants, like a servant. You have to use them and not make them part of your
Don't
self.
make them your boss.
Yourself. Yeah, they should not be. So this is one thinking which should continuously go. So for that, what we should do it, that when we are not at work, that thing should be kept little away from us. And
Should we keep it on
certain
silent also, so that it's
maybe
not buzzing.
so it doesn't is not buzzing. Put it upside down so that you don't see even the light.
Right.
But do something like that. That is first discipline which is required. Second, always remember that when some human being is there with you, any other human being, you are not supposed to use that. You are supposed to talk to that
It's
human
plain
being.
rude socially actually to answer a
It
call
does.
also.
Right on the dining table, everyone is with mobile, hardly attention in eating food, not talking to anybody, and you and your mobile and putting food into the mouth. Now things have gone to that extent, where you are not even bothered about your health, your state, your family, nothing. You don't even see. There was another case when a mother had twisted her leg and she was serving people, but everyone, 4 of the other family members are busy on their mobile. She is limping, coming and bringing things to them, but none of them even noticed it. And she felt terribly upset about it, that what is my value? Now the world has extended to all these gadgets, what is my value? And she went into a very bad state. So this is what
Maybe there can be some house rules, Hansaji, where you say, okay, after this time, for an hour, this is not going to be anti-gadget time.
Exactly. That is what is discipline. First thing in the morning, don't start with this new gadgets. Start with day with yourself. Take few deep breaths, freshen up yourself, try and evacuate your bowels.
Maybe people can
everything.
use a clock instead of, because the first thing they do is get up and see the time on the phone. That's where it begins from. So maybe they can actually go back to the old physical clock.
That's right. Old things are required in the house.
Right.
And so little clock, I always keep little clock in my bed, so that I check what's the time, rather than keeping mobile in bed. Mobile should never be in bed. It is hazardous for health. They have found out that when person is sitting for 4 hours and maximum 5 hours at one place, how much energy he is deficit of. His body is deprived of energy, his mind is low with energy, and soul, to forget about it, they have never even connected that. So our that body, mind, soul energy has to be rejuvenated, recharged, and that becomes our duty. But then that's not done since all this thing is happening. What I would always suggest is change of work. Always causes relaxation. For relaxation, you don't need to go on mobile to check something. So change of work. If you are sitting for long, get up and do something, walking. If you are walking, sit, see something which is very far from you. Be connected to nature. Nature gives deep relaxation. You are looking at flowers, birds, animals, looking at the faces of human beings, their expressions. It is very, very interesting. Faces is more interesting in sense it is amusing that how people are busy. But all these things like flowers and fruits, they really relax you. And certain disciplines. So in the morning, you don't go to these things. After 1 hour, check. Every 1 hour, try and go and check a bit. That form a habit in the morning. Once you go to work, these are there with you. Once you are off the office, then it is not an office work. Don't bring office work in the house, because that's where again the problem lies. And then be with your family, your people, your friend, and then spend some time for your joy.
Maybe have some hobbies.
Yes. Why people get stuck to this? Some new ideas.
Hansaji, and also in the phones, within the phone, there is an app which tells you how many hours you've used, how many minutes, and you can set yourself, some sort of a designated timeline where you can say, okay, after 2 hours of usage, you have to let me know, so that, for that day YouTube is done, or for that day, whatever, Facebook is done. That really helps.
There was one person who was managing director of a pharmaceutical company. He came to us with a migraine problem. Severe headache, continuous headache, and once in a while an attack of migraine. I had to just tell him, no time for doing asanas or pranayam or anything. but some time to become aware that I am there who is working this Vairagya part, that be little detached from work, from everything, and see things as they are. So I told him, just do one thing. Every 1 hour, just move your hand on your forehead. Just this, nothing more. But do that every 1 hour. So he put a alarm on his phone, that every 1 hour it will make a sound, kong, kong, and his attention will go and he would do this. I tell you, within 7 days his headache disappeared.
How lovely.
He tried everything. Human mind has tremendous capacity. When its energy is being used, my mind is going here so that I get better. When that energy goes there, you become healthy and okay. But we are busy with gadgets. Mind is not used for our own self.
We're not being connected within ourselves at all.
So the point I am trying to make is that in our life we need systematizing, disciplining. And so we have to do that with all these gadgets, because human mind is structured in such a way that when you are doing something, it can't last for long with full concentration. It needs little of things. It needs little change. This change, if you do with these gadgets, that is going to create problem, because these gadgets are draining away your energy, not giving you energy.
Not really a break, it's taking away more energy.
Understand that. You finish your work and then you are on mobile. No, never do that. You finish your work and go to nature to get more energy. You do some work to get more energy, to talk to people, to play, dance and get more energy. Not on this. This will drain your things more. Your optic nerves are overused, and that creates much more problems. So be clear about it, how to use, when to use, and how much less to use. You have to use day in and day out. I have executives coming, they say we have to keep our mobile on only. At night also we can't switch it off because boss is going to send message anytime. So that is too much. Usually if you are doing your business and all that, switch it off. But if you are at service and somebody demands, you may keep it on. But this thing.
But I think that's also a work culture that maybe business people should kind of change for their employees to not suffer like this, because they will come back more productive to work, right? If they get their rest.
So our life needs systematizing, disciplining with all these gadgets. Try.
Thank you, Hansaji. Definitely the work culture demands you to use a lot of gadgets, but definitely like Hansaji is saying, you need to prioritize, you need to really see how much you need to use, and your breaks, when you're going to use it with your phone, it's really going to be counterproductive. So think about it and let's do it wisely. Thank you. If you like this video, do hit on the like button. I'm sure you're enjoying all of Hansaji's tips. Please do share it amongst your friends, and when you subscribe, along with hitting on the notification bell, you will not miss a single video. Thank you.